Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupaha Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadavaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamsha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Ashaktadeshatarine Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gaurtushe Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hadipriye Manchakalpatarorvyasya Kripasindhu Vacha Aditanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. Thank you so much for joining on time. Let's begin our discussion and study of this course. We are on lesson number 7. We discussed about selection of guru in the last class. So once you have decided you would like to take shelter unto a particular diksha guru, then what are the next steps to be followed? What are the commitments expected from a disciple? That is to be known to a disciple, because one should know where one is putting his or her feet into, what is expected from oneself. In any relationship, when a person enters, and when it's very clear what is expected from me, and it's also very clear to the other person what is expected from him or her, the greater chances for that relationship to do well, right? Otherwise, most of the time, relationship gets spoiled because of unreasonable expectations. You expect something which the other person cannot do or is not supposed to do. And then the relationships begins to wither away. Similarly, when it comes to the relationship between guru and disciple, they both have to be very clear of what they need to expect from each other, right? So for a disciple, the things to be done or to be understood that this is going to be asked from me in the future, I am supposed to do this. This is very helpful if known in the beginning itself. Initiation vows. What vows are expected from us to be followed before we take initiation, then of course after we take initiation. We discussed this point before as well, but just quick revision is required to be done. Quickly, you can mention some qualities that a disciple should have. Qualities means one word answer. Specific qualities expected from a good disciple. Yes, Dendi Mataji Swati.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Complete surrender to Guru.
Thank you. Surrender. Seema Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Sincerity and dedication.
Sincerity, dedication. Yes. And then we have Shivangi.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Pancham Pranam. Discipline should be there.
Discipline. Rishika.
Following the regulative principles and chanting with quality.
Following four regulative principles, chanting. So those are vows, qualities. Qualities. Lalita Mataji.
I should have no enmity towards anybody.
Okay, no enmity. That's the quality expected even from a devotee. Krishna mentions in Bhagavad Gita. Tripti Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, should be free from ego.
Ego. Nirankaraha. Yes, Harshal Prabhu.
Trust and honesty.
Honesty. Yes, good. Navniti Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. No hypocrisy.
Yes, no hypocrisy. Simplicity. Lokesh Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam Prabhuji. Following the instruction of spiritual master without any second thought.
Okay, following instructions. Being obedient. Kunal Prabhu.
He should have humility, humble.
Should be humble. Correct. Begins with humility. Yes. Okay, now how do you pronounce this name? I know you're from South Africa. Delicia Mataji.
Delicia. Haribol Prabhu. Thank you so much for allowing me to be here. I'm so happy to be here. I know I missed the first 3 lectures, but I listened to them and I feel like I already know the class and everyone in there. So hello, everybody. And I think a devotee should have compassion.
Okay, all right. Compassion. A devotee should have all good qualities. But here we are talking about a disciple specifically in the context of being a disciple. Yes, Abhishek Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, free from dualities.
Dualities, okay. Quite a big expectation, high expectation, yes. You'll be quite a strict guru if you become a guru. Aarti Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Disciple should be faithful to his spiritual master.
Faithful, all right, faithful. Yes, thank you. Danila Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, a disciple should not have duplicity.
Duplicity. No duplicity, correct. All right, fine, thank you. Good. So yes, these must be the qualities in a disciple. Srila Prabhupada says, should be free from false prestige. Should not have enmity towards other. Should not be lazy, right? Not be lazy. And should be free from sense of proprietorship. So should have also friendly approach towards the spiritual master. Friendly approach towards the spiritual master doesn't mean hi, hello, Guru Maharaj, hi, how are you? That's not called friendly approach. Friendly approach towards spiritual master means always thinking of doing benefit to the spiritual master. Gurur hitam, Narad Muni says, is a very important word to be understood, that a disciple should always act for the hit. Hit means benefit of the Guru. Gurur hitam, act for the benefit of Guru. Like the example of Sudama and Krishna going to the forest to collect firewood. They were acting for the benefit of their spiritual master, Sandipani Muni, right? So acting for the benefit of the Guru. That is another important quality. Often our understanding is Guru should act for our benefit. But the scripture says it's the other way. The disciple should act for the benefit of the Guru. Next, should not become deviated, should always be in the mood of a servant. Yes, so such expectations are there. Along with that, now practically speaking, there are certain vows that are asked to be followed during the time of initiation. Srila Prabhupada, during initiation program, he asked people for two things, two commitments. First, you chant every day 16 rounds of Hare Krishna Mahamantra minimum, and you follow 4 regulative principles. Those 4 regulative principles are no meat eating, and of course there's an elaboration on that. Meat eating means everything, including eggs, fish, onion, garlic, right? Tea, coffee, comes in intoxication. So all those things, meat eating, not allowed. Then intoxication, not allowed. Illicit sex, not allowed. Gambling, not allowed. Why these 4 regulative principles to be followed? Because they, if not followed, they break the pillars of religion or dharma. We become irreligious. And when we become irreligious, it's very difficult for us to remain committed to the process of spiritual development. Becomes very difficult. Bhagavad Gita says 7.28, Yesham tu antagatam papam jananam punya karmanam te dvanda moha nirmukta bhajante mama thridavrataha. For someone who has not stopped performing sinful activities, that person cannot get steady determination on the path of devotional service. Steadiness will not come, right? So for that steadiness to be achieved, these 4 principles have to be followed, 4 regulative principles. What are the pillars that they maintain if we follow them? If we stop eating meat, mercy will manifest in our heart, daya. If we stop intoxication, we learn to be austere. If people are living a clean life, no illicit sex, then there will be cleanliness, not just of the body, but also of the mind. The mind will be clean. And no gambling. Then a person will be truthful. Being truthful, how is it helpful? More than you stop cheating others, you also stop cheating yourself. Because those who are not truthful people, they don't just cheat people around. They also become cheaters towards themselves. They cheat themselves. They are not honest with themselves. So truthful, you become truthful, honest with yourself also. So these qualities are very essential. And it is so important for us to follow them. Not that when we don't follow them, we are doing a harm to others. Actually, when we don't follow them, then we are doing harm to ourselves. Like someone asked me once that, okay, when you eat meat, you are doing violence to others. So I understand that one should not give pain to others. But when I'm consuming alcohol, how am I doing any violence to others? Right? I'm not doing any harm to others, Or if I'm having illicit relationship with some girl or boy, then what harm am I doing? It's by the choice of that girl and boy or me, that person and me. So what's wrong with that? So it's not that I'm doing harm to others by these activities. More than that, I'm doing harm to myself. That is also violence. No? By intoxication, I'm harming my own body. That's violence. By drinking alcohol, I'm harming my liver. That's violence, no? Correct? By engaging in illicit activities, I'm harming myself. That's also violence. So there is either self-harm or there is harm caused to others by engaging in these activities. That's why it's wrong. So Srila Prabhupada, in this regard, why is it important to follow these vows? Following initiation vows. Okay. I'd like someone to read, please. Swati Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Following initiation vows. It is not very difficult to follow the 4 regulative principles. These things should be stopped if you will want to be serious. Otherwise, make a fast and do whatever you like. I cannot give you protection. That is not possible. So you must have to follow these rules and regulation if you are serious. Then take initiation. Otherwise, don't make farce. Don't make farce.
That is
my request.
Yes. So
Hare
Srila
Krishna.
Prabhupada here is very strongly telling people, those who would say to him that we cannot follow these vows. So he's saying, no, if you don't follow them, then you are just doing a show business. You're not serious about Krishna consciousness. Because anyone who does not follow them will know, I'm not making progress in Krishna consciousness. I'm not. Because it's just like lighting fire and then putting water on top of it. No progress. It won't help. So one has to follow them, right? One should at least try sincerely. And then slowly, the process of Krishna consciousness will help us to come out of our past weaknesses. Because for someone who came into bhakti with a very clean life in the past, it's pretty easy. It's not that difficult. Like there are many Indians who have lived a very clean life since their childhood, right? So many of them. Like for example, I never ate non-vegetarian food. I never took intoxication. So, I mean, then like giving up, there was nothing like giving them up. So for many people, it's like so easy, so simple. But for those who had these habits, initially there is sometimes a bit challenging to come out of it. But if they're sincere and they take to Krishna consciousness nicely, slowly there is a rewiring in the brain. The sanskars change, and then one is able to come out of those habits. But one has to be sincere. Yes, I want to come out of it. And then when one has come out of it, then one can think of, okay, let me now accept initiation. Next. Rupali Mataji, read please.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Following initiation vows, my advice is always chant 16 rounds minimum and follow the 4 regulative principles. All of my disciples must agree on this point, otherwise they are not my disciples. My disciples must follow these principles, living either in heaven or hell.
Yes, that's quite a strong statement. Living either in heaven or hell, which means no matter what's happening in your life, you are going through hell, going through heaven, you must follow. That's what he's trying to say. No excuses. Oh, this happened, that happened. No. Doesn't matter. Follow. And this is something expected in all religions. In Christianity also, Jesus Christ said the same thing. No more sin. Whatever you have done in the past, okay, finish. I'll take care of it. Same thing Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told to Jagai and Madai. I am taking all your sin, but no more sin. Right? Day before yesterday, I was in a mosque, just visiting there. So I met the guide there, an Islamic follower. So he also said the same thing. In Islam also, we believe the same thing. One day you have to just come in front of, you can come to the mosque or you can be at your home and you have to say to Allah that from today, I surrender to you. And then what next? From that day, don't do any sinful activity. So, in all the traditions, it's the same process. Same process. So far, what is done. But now, it has to be a clean life. So I said, in heaven or hell, one must do. No compromise. No compromise. One must try. And is it difficult? It may be, but it's not impossible. Change can happen. There is a possibility of change. And anyone can change. And we have so many stories of how people who had such nasty habits, they changed, they changed completely. So it's possible for everyone, I know one sannyasi in ISKCON, we have his holiness Dhanveer Swami Maharaj, such a great scholar. He's written on so many books. Now he's quite old and he doesn't come to India, and he's also having paralysis. So he mentioned in one of his articles that when he came to Krishna consciousness, not a day went when he did not break all the 4 principles. Not a day went, he said, not a day went. Every day we must break these 4 principles. That was their life. If they did not break the principles, they felt something we did not do today, missing. Right? So when he came to know about these 4 principles, how did he leave them? He said, I decided in 4 days I'll leave 4 of them. So one day this, second day second, third day third, fourth day fourth, finish. And after that, he never did them again. Finish. 4 days, 4 bad habits, given forever. So if it's possible for someone like that, who was so attached to it, it's possible for anyone. It's just my resolve and my determination. Right? That's what is expected. And when Prabhupada says heaven or hell, he means it seriously, that it must be done. Doesn't matter. I'm sick. It's my marriage today. I got a job. I'm going on a world tour. Doesn't matter. You do it every day. Every day you must. I always tell this story. Once a devotee was engaged in constructing the Juhu temple. And he was busy working with the laborers, counting the cement bags, seeing to the construction. No cheating is going on. Laborers are doing their job. It was a hard work, heavy duty work. So from morning till night he slept. He was busy in seva, 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 seva. One day he did not chant any of his rounds, japa. And it became night 1 o'clock. So he was so tired that while he was standing, he was falling. His eyes were rolling inside. So he went to a disciple of Srila Prabhupada, who was Prabhupada's secretary, His Holiness the Tamal Krishna Goswami Maharaj. And he told Tamal Krishna Goswami Maharaj, I cannot chant today. Can I chant tomorrow? My 16 plus 16, 32, I'll chant tomorrow. So Tamal Krishna Maharaj said, I cannot give you any suggestion in this. Srila Prabhupada is here, he's awake, go and ask him. Okay, so Prabhupada was awake, he was doing his night seva, translating the books. He went to Prabhupada's room and he was still, falling. Like he was so sleepy, he was still falling. While standing, he was falling. So he asked Prabhupada that from morning I'm busy in seva. And this is selfless service. This is not like he's taking payment or anything like that. Selfless seva to Guru's mission. So he asked Prabhupada that, I have not chanted even 16 rounds today. So he thought Prabhupada will say, okay, chant tomorrow. Prabhupada said, when you took initiation in front of fire, in front of spiritual master, in front of Vaishnavas, in front of the deities, you promised. And he stopped speaking. He understood. It means no. It means no. Then you promised. Promised means promise. Srila once said, if a person goes back on his promise, he's not a human being. So he said, you promised. Now this devotee was determined. I mean, yes, we can learn from such devotees. He was determined. Okay, I did not get permission. So what did he do? Tamal Krishna Maharaj was observing the whole thing. So he found that he went to the washroom, he removed his clothes, standing below the shower, he chanted his 16 rounds. But he chanted because promised to be fulfilled. So that means in heaven or hell, anyway, you must do it, right? So that kind of determination is needed. It's a serious business, because it's not just serious business from my end, it's also a serious business from the Guru's end. So both have to be serious about it, right? So that's why we have to understand the seriousness of where we are getting into. how important it is to be firm in our decision or resolve. Basically, this is something what makes this society very different from many other organizations. That we are very serious about, strict about some of the rules. No compromise. No compromise. Cannot do it without that. Next. Yes, someone read, please. Lokesh.
Hare Krishna, Dandvat Pranam Prabhuji. Following initiation vows, if you are unable to fulfill that promise to your spiritual master, then what is the use of calling yourself devotee or disciple? That is simply pretending. So you should think like this, that I have promised my spiritual master this. Now I must obey him without any exception. Otherwise, I have no business calling myself his disciple. That will be your austerity or tapasya for forcing you to make very rapid advancement in Krishna conscious understanding. Without tapasya, there is no question of making advancement. Hare Krishna.
So, honestly speaking, Srila Prabhupada, he expected very high standards from his disciples. Very, very high. At present, that's not the scenario. At present, things have become quite lenient in our society because we want more and more people to get connected. And you cannot expect from people so much if their background is not very nice. But Srila Prabhupada, he had young boys and girls join him. And that's why he expected a lot from them. And they had given their whole life to him. So he wanted them to be very, very committed to every single thing because he wanted them to become future leaders of the movement. So his expectations were very high, right? Very, very high. And we should know another thing. The more we sincerely follow these instructions, the more the spiritual master empowers us. Or empowers us means more the spiritual master uses us to do wonderful services for Krishna. Because for me to be used as an instrument, I should also be qualified instrument. Like for example, if a surgeon is in the surgery room and that surgeon needs a Caesar to cut the stomach of the patient and cure the patient, that Caesar should be in functionable position. If the Caesar is not useful, the surgeon will not use that Caesar. He'll go for another Caesar. Likewise, the spiritual master Krishna will use me as an instrument, nimitta, as Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, only when I am a qualified instrument. Correct? Otherwise, I will not be used. I'll miss the chance. I'll miss the chance. So one has to become qualified to be used or engaged in seva, qualified. Then the spiritual master engages one in service to Krishna. Okay, so let's do this exercise now. I'll divide you into groups. I'll make 5 groups. And you need to discuss what could be the challenges in following the initiation vows very strictly. And you should suggest some possible solutions. Choose one challenge. Don't discuss on just a generic thing. Choose one challenge like eating meat or intoxication or illicit sex or gambling or not able to complete one's 16 rounds daily, right? Not eating Krishna prasadam, compromising on that. So take one challenge in the group and then discuss what could be the reasons and what could be the solutions. If a devotee comes to you and the devotee says, I'm not able to stand my 16 rounds, what will you do? How will you counsel that devotee and help that devotee? And not just tell, oh, you are a fallen soul, you're useless. No, give some practical solutions, how you can make that thing work. So how will you do that? So you can discuss that. I make 5 groups and give you 5 minutes. And for each group, you have to make a group leader. And that group leader can later on present the points. Okay. 5 groups. 5 minutes. Right. In China.
Krishna,
Thank you for the discussion. I hope all participated. Can the group leaders raise their hand, please? So we know who all are going to speak. No group leader. Lokesh Prabhu, Lalita Mataji, Kunal Prabhu. Okay, who else? Two more. Naviniti Mataji. Rishika. Fine. Lokesh Prabhu. Yes, tell me the specific challenge and the solutions.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam Prabhuji. We chose this topic. I'm representing group 1, not able to complete 60 rounds.
Okay.
So yeah, challenges were like in college, I have many friends who are initiated in Harinam Diksha, but they are unable to complete 60 rounds. Like their family is not supportive. Like when they are going to college and early in the morning and they are not able to come to temple. These some challenges they have to face. And some practical solutions we discussed, that while traveling they can chant 16 rounds or by dividing it to 4 groups, 4, 4, 4, or waking up early in the morning in morning 5, like or hiding from the family members and lying to them like we are going to play or something and going to the garden and complete 16 rounds.
Yes, okay. Fine. Yes, all that can be done. One can give an excuse, one can chant while traveling, one can chant even in college. Sometimes it's possible you can go to the library, no one is there. Nowadays, anyway, kids don't go to library. So you can sit and chant there. No, there's so many things can be done. Okay. And anything else? That's all. You have to also help them to learn a little bit of time management. Sometimes people are very bad at managing time. They have lots of time, but then they don't know where it goes. So you have to give them some tips how to manage their day well. 24 hours is a lot. You can do a lot in 24 hours, right? But people sometimes they waste so much time. So we have to sometimes give them practical tips, how to manage time, how you can efficiently use time so that everything is done, right? So those practical guidelines have to be shared, people. Okay? Yes?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, thank you. Lalita Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. I represent the room number 4. We have taken no meat eating as our the principle, regulated principle. The challenges we found that is one is associating with people who eat meat, who eat non-veg. Okay. Now, in that situation, what the challenge is that you may not be eating it, but you're surrounded by people who are eating meat. So, what is the solution there? We said and again, not only meat, there are people who eat non-veg also eat onion garlic. Okay, so the challenge, the solution there is to use tulsi and purify. I mean, to avoid the non-veg. Is to avoid the non-veg and onion garlic food, and you use tulsi to purify whatever is not non-veg or onion garlic. So try and avoid mixing with people like that. But the problem here again is that you may be in a family where you may not eat, but you're surrounded by members who eat. So the other solution could be that you prepare your own food and have it. That is one solution. The other challenge here is difficult to carry out this principle when you're traveling. Very often you travel to places where you may not get vegetarian food. So what do? Live on fruits and milk, and that is a solution there. Then
but nowadays, actually, you get vegetarian food almost everywhere.
You get vegan everywhere.
Yeah, vegan also, and vegetarian also, actually, almost everywhere.
Yeah, but certain parts of the world, you don't. You have to live on dahi and Or then then a solution is you connect with the temple or some associate of the temple and
Yeah.
try and organize your prasadam. Then the third one is, I know that Islam doesn't permit us to eat outside from restaurants. So here also we should avoid situations of if you're ordering, try and have just fruits or something which is not contaminated, and again purify it by carrying your tulsi.
Thank you. Very practical points. Yes, so prasadam should not be an issue. You can always order from temple. Devotees, they run prasadam services. They cook and they sell. So you can get their contacts, order from there. If you're traveling, you can carry prasadam with you, or you can even order prasadam. That's again also possible at different railway stations in India. You can get prasadam, hot prasadam in your coach right at the station. So there are such possibilities, yes, or you can begin to learn to survive on fruits. That is another option. So that is a very nice option actually. So that you can do. So like that is possible. You don't have to compromise actually. We can manage. It's manageable. Prabhupada, when he went to US, he took a sack of potatoes. He was thinking, I'll not get anything to eat, I'll just eat potatoes. So of course the world has changed. You can get much more than potatoes nowadays. So we have more choices. Okay, Kunal Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, I think there's a confusion. We thought that we need to choose from one of the 5 vows.
So you discussed all?
Yeah, no, we discussed the 16 rounds.
That's okay, no problem.
Yeah. So actually, the challenges were that usually we tend to be more busy with work, so we don't get time to chant much. And then you have another challenge was that when you're a grihastha, you have children, so it becomes difficult to find the time. And the solutions proposed were that we should chant early morning during the Brahma Muhurat. So we find the time there, we chant, and then we can go on with the day. And then another solution was that we take our lunch quickly, and the remaining time we dedicate it to chanting.
Yeah.
During the day. These were the solutions.
Get up early in the morning when everyone is sleeping. The kids are also sleeping, so you chant, right? Otherwise, kids won't let you chant. Or kids will not chant in future. Because if the kids see whole day my parent is chanting but not taking care of me, then those kids in future, when they grow up, they don't chant. So you have to, give some time to them also, and then must chant also. So find out time when they don't disturb you and you chant nicely. Yes, and reduce gossip time. That's very essential. You reduce that, we'll find time to do all these activities. Gossip time, mobile browsing time, right? All those things if reduced, we can find time to chant, read, hear. Navnidhi Mataji.
Prabhuji, we also discussed on this topic of difficulty in chanting.
Everyone is facing the same problem. Okay.
Yeah, Prabhuji. And here the devotees quoted the points were due to sometimes they are unable to chant. In fact, we are unable to chant due to bodily constraints, due to work overload, we are tired, or maybe wrong time management, job constraints. And we feel sleepy while chanting. So I have consolidated into broad categories. I have said one is laziness. Sometimes we don't chant out of laziness also. We procrastinate chanting from morning to afternoon to evening. And at the end of the day, when it is night, then we feel lazy about it. And whenever we feel lazy, then the actual standards that which need to be followed, we don't accomplish them.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah, solution can be that when we feel, if we feel like sleepy in chanting, we can chant in open space, we can walk and chant, sit on a chair in spite of sitting on a bed, So, and most
Sit
of the
on
point,
bed? Never
not,
sit on bed.
not on bed, not on bed, sitting
Not
on
on
a
bed.
chair, not on an easy bed, or anywhere we can, wherever we can feel sleepy, not sit there and chant.
Yes.
So most of the points devotees have already pointed out.
Yeah. All right. Fine. Good. Yes. So we should not sit on bed, because you sit on bed, you'll soon sleep on bed. So you should be you should not be so relaxed while chanting. Basically, not be so relaxed. So better is sit on the floor, on a cushion, or stand, or walk. And laziness in chanting is not just because of physical laziness, it's also because of mental laziness. Mental laziness, I'll do it. Whole day is there. Let me do something more interesting now. So like that, it comes. So that mental laziness has to be avoided. And that mental laziness comes because of two reasons. Either you have eaten wrong food the day before, that's why. Or you have watched something wrong on the screen. Movies, songs, this, that. Contaminates the mind. So then the mind will not be very enthusiastic to chant. So one has to take those precautions. Otherwise, one will not be lazy to chant. Yes, Rishika Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, we had discussed about laziness in chanting only. And here, because of busy schedule and hectic work, so that's why the chanting does not happen early in the morning. So the solution we came up with, associating with devotees and, making a group so that actively we can chant together. And then breaking the rounds into 4. Like if somebody has a really hectic schedule, they can, break the rounds into 4 and 4 or 8, like that. And
Yeah. Okay.
other points have been discussed.
So first thing is, don't have a hectic schedule. Make sure that you don't have such a hectic schedule. And if it is there, it's only on some days, sometimes in life. Not that my whole life I am firefighting. That's not good. Not good. So once in a while is okay, because that's emergency, but emergency should not come every day. Right? So we should give some breathing space, no? So that's the first thing, is that people should, when they plan for anything, I'm looking for a job, I'm looking for this, I'm looking for that, then make sure that you don't step yourself into something which demands you to become a Superman or Superwoman. Right? It should be realistic. I can manage it. Not that I'll do this also, I'll do that also, then I'll become a nice preacher also, and then I'll study this course also. Doesn't work like that. No, right? So one has to be realistic in approaching one's life. It has to be very, very nicely done. Plan. It should be done. Plan the future ahead. Emergencies will come. But then, some people, they're so bad at planning, every day is an emergency. That's not correct. You should plan in a way. Sometimes it's okay. Okay. Thank you, David Prabhu. What's your problem?
Hare Krishna, I agree. My own is a question. I don't know if I can ask this. I can ask that now. Yes. I think everybody is talking about chanting, but my own is intoxication. But mine is has to do with coffee.
Coffee. Okay.
Yes, I have very, very serious problem with coffee, because many years ago I was having dizziness, and when I went to the hospital, the doctor told me that I'm a very low pressure. So always, if I find myself like that, I have to drink coffee, or I have to take some sugar or toffee. And I started taking coffee, and I become so addicted. And I find it very, very, very difficult to stop. And it comes to the point that even if I try not to drink it, I have to buy coffee and put it on my side of my table just to smell it, and I'll be okay. So it's something maybe a lot of people are going through this. That's why I'm saying this. So I try to change the caffeine to discaffeine. Is it okay, or I have to stop taking either of them?
No, it's okay. If there is no caffeine, you can take it. There are many coffees alternatives in the market which taste like coffee, smell like coffee, but it's not coffee, right?
Okay.
So you can take it. That's okay. You're cheating your mind. Pretending your mind it's coffee, but it's not coffee. So that's fine.
Yeah.
You know, Srila Prabhupada also many times he told devotees too addicted to eating meat. He said, stop eating meat. You should eat fried paneer. It will give you similar taste.
Oh, okay.
So then, you know, so your taste buds are happy and you are also not breaking the principle.
Okay. Okay, thank
Like
you so
that,
much.
you can take, it's okay, it's alternative, it's fine. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Prabhu, can enjoying mentality also be considered to be a challenge? Enjoying mentality?
See, for any problem at the center of it, the causes are independent enjoyment mentality. That's the root cause. Why someone is not following any principle, why someone is doing this, why someone is doing that. It's all because of that disease of wanting to be an independent enjoyer, no? Right? So that is there, that is definitely there. Okay. All right. Sima Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, so do we understand that these are falling in the three modes or something like that?
What is falling in the three modes?
These kind of faults that we are having or the four, related to the four regulative principles, are they falling in the three modes of tamasic and ignorance or something like that?
Yes, definitely, no. They are, if someone is breaking four regulative principles, that person is being heavily influenced by Rajaguna or Tamaguna. Someone lives sattvic life, naturally that person will be able to follow four regulative principles. Because Rajaguna and Tamaguna will push us that you should do this, you should do this, you should do this. It's the mode that pushes us, not that our soul is interested in such activities. We are spirit souls, right? We have got a certain body and we have got a certain mind. And that mind and body is made up of three modes. It has its nature, combinations. So people who are born more sattvic in nature, for them it's very easy to follow these things. If you tell them, no, do follow this, they will laugh. What? You have to tell me to follow? They will laugh, you know. We are already following these things. Come on, right? Because it's so easy for them. They are born like that. But then those who are not like that, then they have to put efforts to become like that. It's possible to change. How we are changing ourselves? By following Bhagavad Dharma, the process of chanting and hearing, we are increasing our sattva guna. Naturally it happens. So when we increase our sattva guna, very easily we are able to overcome our lower modes. But the problem is, when you become slack, then though you go up in sattva guna, because your basic nature is rajasic or tamasic, if you become slack, you'll immediately fall. Trying to understand. If someone is born in sattva guna, even if that person does not practice Krishna consciousness, he or she will remain sattva guna only. But if someone is born rajasic and tamasic, if they don't practice Krishna consciousness seriously, if the process has helped them to climb to a higher stage of consciousness, because that's not their primary state, the primary basic state is something else, they immediately fall down. And then they commit the same thing again. So they have to be more cautious.
Yes, Prabhuji, for me, the chanting of rounds is not coming okay. Rest is all okay, fine, but the chanting I'm unable to complete.
So you should give it a priority. Yes, that's needed, no? Give it a priority. That's very important. We should give it a priority, and we should pray to the holy name, pray to the acharyas, and we can chant with others in association, then also it will help. Try.
Yes,
Try. It's possible. It's not possible. It's possible. You just have to put some efforts, extra efforts.
yes, Prabhuji. Hare
Yes.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Okay, any other question before we go to the next lesson? Yes, Kunal Prabhu.
How do we check in which mode we are born with? If we are facing the challenges, like you said, if we are born in the sattvic mode, so it will be automatically, it's natural to follow all the principles.
So if one is not able to follow, it's very easy to understand. Not born in sattvic. Right. Easy. You see, generally speaking, nowadays in Kali Yuga, it's very difficult to find people born in Sattva Guna. Why? Because their parents never did give them such sanskars, right? Their association was not like that. So it's very difficult. You don't find such people often. They're rare. Mostly people are Rajasic or Tamasic. So they face these challenges initially. It happens. But if they practice spiritual life practices sincerely, diligently, then they rise above these modes and they're able to maintain that state of consciousness. But for most of the people, it's difficult because they're not born in Sattva Guna. Right? Okay. That's the default. Kali Yuga default is Rajas and Tamas. That's the default. Someone not born in Rajas and Tamas is an exception. Yes, Delicia Mother.
I don't have a problem chanting 16 rounds. I've been doing it for a few months now. But the issue I have is that I've read that inattentive chanting is offensive. So how does one, and then I've listened to a lecture, Srila Prabhupada speaking and saying that if you're chanting inattentively, then it's offensive, something. I'm not directly quoting him, but something to that effect. So how do we stop that inattentiveness whilst chanting so that we're not being offensive, but still also practicing and maintaining that 16 rounds? How do we know then when we become attentive chanters? I guess that's what I'm trying to ask.
Okay, so that's a big topic in itself, how to chant attentively. For taking initiation, it's okay even if you are chanting inattentively, right? That's the criteria is chant 16 rounds. After initiation, oh yes, then we work on that aspect also. Then I should be able to chant attentively, right? So that's a big subject matter. You're asking me to start a new course within this course. Right? So, but for that, you can take help from so many different short talks given by devotees who promote attentive chanting. His Holiness Sachinandan Swami Maharaj, His Grace Mahatma Prabhu. They have given very nice short talks, meditation techniques. Maybe I can share to you on WhatsApp. Then you can take help of that. All right. Thank you. All right, we'll take a break. Meet after the break. Start the next lesson after that.
Hare
All right. So even though people try to be very serious at following the principles, sometimes it happens that they may not be able to do it. And the reason is not because they are not sincere. The reason is their past is not good. They're carrying very bad sanskars. And you know, it's difficult to change. It takes time. So they may fall. Now, what they should do in that case, they should not visit the temple anymore. They should not show their face to any Vaishnava. They should commit suicide. They should forget being a devotee for this life. No, nothing like that. They should become humble. And they should pray to Krishna for help. For help. That's the suggested solution. So Shilpa says, if someone done a mistake, the purifying process is in the heart. Feel very repentant about it. That repentance, it ignites a fire in the heart, the fire of lamentation. And this fire burns away all the impurities that one has come in contact with because of engaging in a wrong activity. You know? So that fire should burn and one should chant the holy names more and more and more. That's the process of purification. Not that because I did something wrong, to hell with me. No, that's not That's not the solution. By thinking like that, one will not be able to come out of that weakness. The only way to come out of that weakness is you don't stop chanting the 16 rounds. That should never be stopped in any case. That should continue always, because that will purify, help us, right? So this process needs persistence. I will continue on it, no matter what. Even if I fall 100 times, 1,000 times, 10,000 times. This is the only way to help myself. There's no other way.
Dear Grace, please, can you enlarge the screen, please? It's very tiny. Yeah.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, okay. So the purifying process is in the heart. According to the Vedas, there is a certain regulation that if one falls down from his exalted position, he has to undergo certain ritualistic processes to purify himself. But here there is no such condition, because the purifying process is already there in the heart of the devotee due to his remembering the Supreme Personality of Godhead constantly. Therefore, the chanting of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare should be continued without stoppage. That's the best way to purify ourselves. No other solution, no other solution, no other solution. This is the only solution. That's why any devotee does a mistake, we should not discourage that devotee from engaging in Krishna consciousness. We should sometimes, yes, if required, we can chastise that person, we can warn that person, we can tell that person, if you continue to do something like this, it's going to lead to a serious problem in your life. We can be a little heavy with that person, but we should never discourage that person from continuing the process. No hope. Where will that person go? There's no other hope. Has to take to this process only, chanting and the process of serving. Sometimes some such difficulties also come in life and you become very proud. So Krishna, then gives a slap. Don't be so proud. Remember that where did you come from and what is your position? So we have to understand that it's only to keep us in the right mood. So if we fall, if we make a mistake, learn from it, get up, start walking again. That is needed. We need to we show our sincerity like that. So what are some appropriate steps of rectification in case of breaking the initiation vows? First step is one should feel heavy remorse for it. One should feel very sad, and also one should not be happy with oneself. In this way, if one laments, then Krishna forgives. One should beg forgiveness from Krishna. If possible, one should inform one's spiritual master and beg for forgiveness that I could not stand up to your expectation, but I'll try my best to continue. In this way, one should express. And also, one can punish oneself. Punishment means here something which is within the boundary of Krishna consciousness. Punishment, some kind of punishment. So the mind knows, okay, I did a mistake, so I've been given a punishment. So next time I'll be more careful not to do it. Like that. So one has to be a little strong then with oneself, that I should not do it again. And one should have hope and faith that Krishna forgives. Spiritual master also forgives. All right, next. This is tug of war, so don't be afraid of Maya. Simply enhance chanting and you'll be conqueror. That's all Krishna says. Kaunteya pratijanihi name bhaktaha pranashyati. You just declare, my devotee will never be vanquished by Maya. Maya cannot do anything. Simply you have to become strong. And what is that strength? Chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Loudly. Yes. Loudly. That's the strength to fight their will forces, outside, inside. Next lesson. Lesson number 8. Lesson number 8 is I think Seva. Guru Puja. Okay, that's the next lesson. So Guru Puja, worshipping the spiritual master. We should worship the spiritual master. There are many ways of offering that worship. We'll discuss on that now. Why we should worship the spiritual master? Because the spiritual master is
representative of Krishna.
Yes, representative of Krishna. Worshipping spiritual master means worshipping Krishna. That's the idea. And also the spiritual master is doing such a big favor upon us, helping us so much. So we are grateful. We want to show our respect. Moreover, when we are respectful towards a person, we don't take that person cheaply or take that person's association cheaply, right? So I'm able to then derive the maximum benefit from that relationship. So one should have that reverential attitude and approach towards the Guru. The Guru may be very friendly sometimes, but from our end, we should know what is the boundary, right? And have that reverential approach towards the spiritual master. Sakshat dharitvena samasta shastrer uktastatha bhav yata eva satpihi. The spiritual master is honored as much as the Supreme Lord because he is the most confidential servitor of the Lord. Most confidential. Aradhananam sarvesham Vishnur aradhanam param tasmat parataram devi tadyanam samarchanam. Of all kinds of worship, worship of Lord Vishnu is topmost. However, above the worship of Lord Vishnu is the rendering of service to Vaishnavas who are related to Lord Vishnu. Shiva is telling this to Durga Devi in Padma Purana. So we're worshipping spiritual master. Now, what are the ways we worship our founder Acharya, Srila Prabhupada, in ISKCON society? How do we offer or show our worship towards him, respect towards him? Harshal Prabhu.
Daily Guru Puja.
Daily Guru Puja. Thank you. Aryan
10
Prabhu.
Guru Puja offerings.
Yes. Thank you.
Offering flowers to him in Guru Puja and doing pranam to him.
Pranams to him, offering flowers to him. Yes, Danila Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, by giving obeisances.
Offering obeisances, correct.
And also celebrate his Vyasa Puja.
Celebrating his Vyasa Puja. Yes. Glorifying him, writing a Vyasa Puja letter to him. Shevangi Mataji.
Similar, Hare Krishna Prabhu, similar point I was going to say that writing a letter in his Vyasa Puja and offering flowers in his lotus.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Thank you. Yes, Prabhu. Abhishek, Prabhu.
Any program, whenever we are conducting, there should be a picture of Srila Prabhupada. Even like we are doing this program, on the flyers, on the posters, there should be a picture of Srila Prabhupada.
Yes, okay. Yes, picture should be there. You should go down to that picture, chant his pranam mantras, remember him. Tipti Mataji.
Offering Aarti to Prabhupada.
Offering Aarti to Prabhupada. Yes, we worship Prabhupada in those ways. So these are the ways we show respect, we show worship. Guru Puja. Then also we I mean, when Prabhupada was present, then, when devotees welcomed him, They made him sit on a big asana, right? Elevated asana, that is also worship. Bathing his feet with water and doing abhishek of that. Charana is called Charana abhishek. It's also worship, correct? And then giving him the special title, his divine grace, that is also kind of worship. So much respect and reverence. Yeah, okay, yes, that's true. Abhishek Prabhu.
Reading his books, that is also one way of giving respect to him.
Respect to him. Okay, fine, thank you. Yeah, so these are the ways we can offer our respect to or worship to Srila Prabhupada. And what are the benefits of daily worshipping Prabhupada or doing daily Guru Puja? What are his benefits if you do that on daily basis, Aryan Prabhu?
We get Guru's blessing. We get his blessings.
We get the blessings, correct. That's correct. Very nice. Abhishek Prabhu.
Our heart gets purified.
Heart gets purified, it gets softened. Sarika Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, even we get the mercy of our own spiritual master.
Yes, Guru Puja means, yes, worshipping all the spiritual masters. So we get their blessings, correct? Thank you. And Arati Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, I think we get reminded of his glories, and that keeps our consciousness, consistent.
Yeah,
that
yes, correct. We are reminded about his position, how superior he is, supremely glorious he is, like that. Yes, it's a reminder call. Thank you, Lokesh Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, we will progress more rapidly in Krishna consciousness.
It will benefit us, yes, correct. David Prabhu.
And we become more connected to Srila Prabhupada.
Connected, surrendered, dedicated. Yes. Dhanira Mataji.
By doing so, we keep it alive.
We cannot hear you.
By doing so, by practicing it, we keep. Pardon? Sorry.
Yeah, your voice was cracking. We could not hear.
We keep it. By practicing it, we keep it alive, as if
we keep it alive. Okay, we keep the relationship alive. Yes, we keep that connection alive. Yes, thank you. Okay, thank you. Yes, Mataji. Shivangi Mataji.
Prabhu, by practicing the same, we become more humble, and there's more determination in bhakti.
Thank you. All right. Yes, so we have lots of benefits of doing that by remembering Srila Prabhupada, worshipping him daily basis. Daily worship, daily Guru Puja. Doesn't mean that, oh, I go to temple only daily, then I do Guru Puja. No, Guru Puja can be at home also. Right? Not that I have to go to temple, then only there is Guru Puja. One has picture of Srila Prabhupada at home, bow down to Srila Prabhupada, offer him flowers, chant the prayers, sing the prayers. It's possible. We should do it. We should do it every day, regardless of where we are. Whether we are traveling, we are at home, we are in a different place. Practice should be maintained. We know so many ISKCON devotees. Even if they are traveling, while traveling, they do all these things. They will chant the Guru Ashtaka prayer, they'll chant Narsimha, they'll chant Tulsi, they'll chant Govindamadi prayers, they'll chant Guru Puja, they'll sing that. Because it should be done daily. It's our Nitya Karma. Nitya Karma means daily. We must do it every day, regardless of where we are. So that habit has to be developed. One has to put that into one's daily routine. Not self-aggrandizement. Read someone, please. Nirupama Mataji, read, please.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Not self aggrandizement.
not self-aggrandizement. So this Guru Puja, which we are doing, is not self-aggrandizement. It is a real teaching. You sing daily. What is that? Guru Mukha Padma Vakya. Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Arana Kariya Akya. But this is translation. I tell you frankly, wherever little success is there in this Krishna consciousness moment, I simply believe what was spoken by my Guru Maharaj. You also continue that. Then every success will come. Arrival address, New York, July 9, 1976.
Srila Prabhupada,
Prabhuji, what is the meaning of it? I didn't understand the meaning.
Guru Mukha Padma Vakya.
No, sorry. Aggrandizement.
Okay, self-aggrandizement. So aggrandizement means to promote yourself, very highly, and also in a very luxurious manner. So what he's trying to say is that when the spiritual master tells the disciple, you should respect me or worship me, this is not self-praise. Not like, okay, I'm so great person, so you should offer me this respect. So there's no hidden selfish agenda of the person. It's not that the person is hungry for attention and respect and praise. That person is teaching us one principle, an eternal principle. What is that? That the spiritual master's words should be taken very seriously for my own benefit. Not for his benefit, for my benefit. So one has to learn that. So the teacher, the spiritual master, sometimes teaches that. So that's not self-praise that the spiritual master is looking for. Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Arana Kariya Ekya. No other goal, determination. Formal worship of ISKCON Gurus. So how do we do worship of ISKCON Gurus? Same points which applies to like Srila Prabhupada, right? We celebrate their Vyasa Puja, we make them sit on an elevated position, like that. We give them honorific title like His Holiness. So these are the ways you worship them. And there are some rules which you can read in the handbook. I mean, how the worship to ISKCON Gurus should not be similar to what we give to Prabhupada, because we don't give them similar titles. No one else is called His Divine Grace, only Prabhupada is called Divine Grace. No one else is called Prabhupada, only Prabhupada is called Prabhupada. Others can be called Guru Maharaj or Guru Dev, right? So those titles are given. And for Vyas Puja also, for Srila Prabhupada, we celebrate the biggest Vyas Puja. But for personal spiritual masters, the size of that Vyas Puja can be relatively smaller, like that. So these are certain institutional criterions. You can go through that. It's given in page number 43, 44 of the handbook. Vyas Puja. Herein lies the secret of Vyas Puja. When we meditate on the transcendental pastimes of the absolute Godhead, we are proud to feel that we are His eternal servitors, and we become jubilant and dance with joy. All glory to my Divine Master, for it is He who has, out of His unceasing flow of mercy, stirred up within us such a movement of eternal existence. Let us bow down at His lotus feet. Sometimes people who are not devotees, they may think, why these people are so crazy about respecting their guru to such an extent, or respecting other Vaishnavas to such an extent. So this is not something which we do as a matter of fashion. We do it out of genuine affection and gratitude, that I've received such a nice thing from you, which I never even imagined I could get. And that's why in return, I'm showing you that respect and gratitude. But that respect and gratitude will come out only when I begin to understand how nice thing I've received from that person. How Krishna consciousness is the most valuable, matchless gift that could be received from anyone. So when that understanding develops, then naturally one feels so grateful, so grateful, naturally, because one thinks that this person gave me something which, first of all, I don't deserve. Secondly, I could have never imagined. Third thing, I'm not paying the right price for it. I'm asking for a heavy discount, So then you feel so grateful. Oh, still that person is ready to give it to me. Then you feel very, very much grateful, and you feel like giving yourself completely to that person. In return, that's what I can do. That's the exchange. You give me Krishna, I give you myself. So then it comes out from the heart, that respect and love. Like Prabhupada mentions here, all glory to my divine master, for it is he who has, out of his unceasing flow of mercy, stirred up within us such a movement of eternal existence. Let us bow down at his lotus feet. Like His Holiness Tamal Krishna Maharaj was once glorifying Srila Prabhupada in Vrindavan. So he said, it is you who came and told us that it is possible to eat with Krishna. It is you who came and told us it's possible to sit with Krishna. It is you who came and told us it's possible to dance with Krishna. It's you who came and told us it's possible to play with Krishna. So why will we not worship you? Whoever told us that this is possible? But you told us it's possible. And you are helping us to make it possible. So why will I not respect you? Right? So that respect will come when I begin to appreciate these opportunities more than any other opportunity in this world. Right? That this is the highest I can get in my life. Nothing like this. Incomparable. Okay. Ye me bhakta jana partha name bhaktas chate jana mad bhakta nam cha ye bhaktas te me bhakta tamamata. Adi Puran, Krishna speaking to Arjuna. Those who are my direct devotees are actually not my devotees, but those who are the devotees of my servant are actually my devotees. Shirpad used to say it, that simple line, if you love me, love my dog. If you love me, love my dog. Then you really love me, because you love me incomplete, not just some part of it. So if you love Krishna, you love everyone connected to Krishna. Right? That's complete love. Okay, we'll stop here. Any questions so far before you go to the next lesson? I want to complete one more lesson today. Yes, Surya Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Prabhuji, I have one confusion. I get up at around 3:30, and at 4 to 6, I try to chant all my 16 rounds. And then 6 to approximately 6:30, Guru Maharaj takes our class. And I do the Guru Vandana and all things together at 6:30, everything. So is it right? Or I should do it at 4:30 and
No, it's okay. 6:30. You can do it at 6:30. No problem. That's fine.
thank you.
Hare Krishna. David Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Yakesh. I have this question which I'm confused about it, and I want you to help me. Why is it that we use Shri like Shri for Krishna and the other demigods? For instance, we can call Hanuman Shri Ganesh, but they are demigods, and Krishna, we use Sri Krishna. Why is it that there's no different title of that?
I did not get really what you are trying to say. Why we are?
What am I trying to say is that the word Sri, SRI, we use it for Krishna, which is Supreme Personality of Godhead, and this same word we use it for demigods. Why?
Oh, Shri, you mean to say the Shri title? Why we
Yes.
use for all people? Okay, see the word Shri, even I can use for you. The word Shri is a prefix which is used to offer respect. You know, Shriman, Shrimati, Shri. So that's okay. In general, also it can be used. So it's fine to use it with Krishna. It's fine to use it with demigods. It's fine to use it with anyone who is respectable. That's the nomenclature in the Sanskrit language or the Hindi language. Okay. But then at the same time, Srila Prabhupada also uses a qualifier which he doesn't use with other demigods when he uses it with Krishna, which is that Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna.
Okay. Because in this material word, for instance, if the judges, we say the supreme judge, you know, and the normal judges. So I was just want to clarify this.
So that's why in some places he uses the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In other places just for practical purposes. Shri.
Okay. I have another question too. For instance, if you travel outside your home to a very long place, another country, and you go for vacation, and you don't have there's no temples or any place which you can have a vegetarian food, and where you go, they eat meat, and you decided to cook your own food, but you have to use their utensils to cook your food, but this utensils, they use it to put meat. So if you cook your food, can you use it to cook your food? If yes, this food, can you offer it to Krishna?
Okay, so that's a very practical problem. Yes, difficult to get one's own utensils everywhere we go. So in some cases, what can be done? You have to manage, you know, you have to manage, but try to find some other way out if possible. If not, then no worries. You clean those vessels very nicely, and then you cook. Carry a bottle of gomutra with you. Clean that vessel with gomutra, and then you can purchase gomutra in ISKCON temple shops. It's available, you know. Clean
What is gomutra?
It's called cow in English, cow urine.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So you clean the vessel with that, right? And then cook. Then you offer it to Krishna, no problem.
Oh, okay. Okay, thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
But then that's a very rare situation, emergency situation, something like that, isn't it? Correct?
Yeah. Because even if it is clean that way, you will not feel comfortable offering it to Krishna.
That's okay. The Krishna, we have to understand, yes, we have to offer most pure things to Krishna. But sometimes in some situations we cannot help, no?
Yes. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Cannot help then. Or you carry your own or utensils everywhere you go. The way Srila Prabhupada carried his utensils everywhere he went, you carry your utensils. Shivangi Mata.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. So I just wanted to know that because I am the only devotee in my house, none of my like my parents and my brother they are not devotees. So I do cook my separate food that is without onion and garlic. And what I do is I add Tulsi Maharani to it, which is offered to Shaligram Shilaji. So will it still be called prasad?
Yes, so you add tulsi to it, but if you are doing so much of hard work of cooking separately, why not just offer also?
But the utensils that I use, it is not separate. It has been already used, before.
No problem. It's okay. It's okay. No problem. Offer it to Krishna.
Okay, thank you, Grace.
That's fine. The utensil was unclean, but then if we have cleaned it nicely, as I said, keep some gomutra and clean it. And then pray to Krishna that please overlook the impurities and accept the devotion. Okay.
Can Ganga Jal also be used in such situations?
Use Ganga Jal, gomutra, purify the utensil. Right? But the thing is that in such situation, we should know in long term, it's not good for our own consciousness also. It's not just about whether we can offer it to Krishna or not. Because for our own consciousness also is not very healthy, right? So it cannot, these kind of things cannot be a permanent solution, correct? Okay, my circumstances don't allow me now, so I'm managing. But then, yes, I don't want to be like that forever, right? Isn't it? So one should know, because it's not going to keep our consciousness nice, because it will have effect on us, right? Okay. Anything else? Should we go to the next topic? Let's go to the next topic then. Next is Guru Seva. Guru Seva. Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya. Three things. You approach, inquire, serve. Three things have to be done to make the process complete and get the blessings completely, and the benefit completely. So we have to offer seva. And this seva is voluntarily done. It's not like a job. I do this, then you do this for me. It's voluntarily, because one is seeing, I'm getting so much in return. I should give something. I should offer something, you know. And scriptures say offer what? Offer actually everything, the scriptures say. Offer your heart, offer your mind, offer your body, offer your wealth, offer your resources, your skills, everything back. In fact, when we say offering it to Guru, we are offering it to Krishna through the medium of the Guru. Everything we have received from Krishna, we are offering them back through the medium of the spiritual master. So we offer seva. Now, seva can be offered in many ways. Here we'll discuss in this slide. Lesson number 9. Lesson number 9, yes. Guru seva. So what are the ways we can serve our Guru? Many, many ways, right? We can do practical services at different levels. And what are those ways? Can we quickly go through that list? Quickly, you can mention the points either in the chat box, or you can raise your hand and we can ask you to speak them out. What happened? All silent. Abhishek Prabhu.
By distributing the books, by propagating the Krishna consciousness mission.
Okay. How can we serve our spiritual master directly? Yes, these ways we can serve, but then there can be also some direct service to the spiritual master, no? Aryan Prabhu.
By helping our Guru in the things he needs help that he cannot do alone or by himself.
Okay. So we should not think like that he cannot do alone or by himself, because then that will put us in a superior position. Oh, I am helping my Guru. No, so that should never be the idea that our Guru cannot do it without me or someone's help, right? Isn't it? Our approach is, we want to do it because that's my service. I want to serve. I want to get the benefit of doing something. Yes, Danila Mataji.
Krishna Prabhu, by giving him Guru Dakshina so that he can implement his projects.
You can use in his services. Okay, fine, giving Dakshina, correct. Which means you're offering the result of your work to, it can be Dakshina, it can be any object, it can be anything, right? So you're offering that to be used. Yes, Lokesh Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, like taking care of his daily routine, like before when he's going to take a bath, like setting up everything, clothes and
Doing
etc. Everything.
services to the physical
services.
body of the spiritual master, ironing clothes, doing preparation for his prasadam, making arrangements for the sitting place, traveling, cleaning the washroom, right? Making arrangements for all that. So these are the things which one can do. Physical service. Yes, correct. Thank you. What else? And what ways can we serve?
We can support them in any way in their projects. If the guru is having some projects, running some projects, so we can support them either by financially or by physical, if there is a need for our presence, we can support them that way as well.
Correct. We can do that. We can offer to engage our skills in those projects, and voluntarily serve in those projects, right? What else? What about others? No service? Yes, David Prabhu.
And propagating on their on his teachings as well. For other people.
Taking the teachings, you can share the recordings, the videos, the quotes, about their projects with others, right? Get people connected to them so that they can preach the message of Krishna consciousness to as many people as possible. Right? In that way, cooperate with their mission, what they want to do, what they want to achieve. Yes, thank you, Prabhu. Abhishek Prabhu.
Following his instructions and
Yes.
Cooperating with God brothers and God sisters.
Yes, that is also seva, following other instructions. Shivangi Mataji.
Prabhuji, by letting others know the teachings of our Guru and join them also in the movement.
Correct. Sharing the knowledge. Okay, so there are so many such ways we can serve the spiritual master. And how we can serve Srila Prabhupada's mission? By promoting ISKCON, by promoting distribution of books of Srila Prabhupada, by inviting people to ISKCON temples, ISKCON festivals, right? By regularly doing some service in the ISKCON projects. Also, if possible, giving donations from our earning to ISKCON temples where we are connected to, right? Offering seva there. So in this way, we can support the mission of Srila Prabhupada. These two things go hand in hand, but at the same time, these two things are different also. Sometimes people, they give so much emphasis on serving the institute and they forget to serve the individuals. And sometimes people give so much emphasis on serving the individuals, but they stop doing service to the institute. But actually, it should go both hand in hand because I'm getting benefit from both. Like, for example, I took initiation from a particular person. Fine. That person is giving me knowledge. That person has given me diksha. That person is giving me guidance. But then what about my local center? Am I not taking support from local center? I do. I go there, I honor prasadam there. I go there, I take darshan there. I go there, I do service there. I go there and sit and chant there. Correct? So I'm also getting benefit from that particular place. So my contribution should also be to that place. So one has to have this broad approach, broad-minded approach. It's just like if you have a family of 10 people, you cannot say, I'll have good relationship with one and the other 8 should manage. No, family means if you are in a role to serve, you'll be having some service towards each one of them. Isn't it? You cannot say, no, I'll just serve one of them and let 8 understand I'm busy serving one of them. No. Just like a lady in the family, she will serve husband, she will serve children, she'll serve father-in-law, mother-in-law, guests came, she will serve them also. So because her role is towards each one of them, not that I'll just serve my husband, others should understand I'm busy. No, you are in a family means you have relationship with all. That means you have to serve all because you're getting the benefits from all. Likewise, when I'm in an institute, I'm connected to so many people, which means I have to reciprocate with all of them. Not that I'll just reciprocate with one person. Then you should also then take only from one person. Why take from all that? Isn't it? Then I should reciprocate with, I should take from one person. So we sometimes do this mistake, but we should not do that. We should pay back from wherever we get. We should pay back. Pay back, because you have taken. So it's my duty to give back. Right? So in that way, there is a harmonious relationship. Otherwise, we get too much, polarized. Okay, I go to this extreme or I go to that extreme. So that's nice, not nice. Sometimes we see devotees take initiation, after that they stop visiting the temple. Because I am now initiated devotee, I have my deities at home, I'm attending online classes of my Guru Maharaj. What is the need to go to temple? But that's wrong, because you got so much support from that place, right? When you're in initial stage of Krishna consciousness. So go and also contribute something to that place. Because that place is been a part of your development. So go contribute there. That's how we should know that it means I'm not getting married to one person, like a lady getting married to a husband. I'm getting married to a family. I'm getting associated with the family. So I have a responsibility towards so many. And I should be ready to serve all. That should be the attitude. Okay? You cannot pay. Just like if you purchase something, you must pay for it. Therefore, it's called sevaya. You must. You cannot pay by returning the value which is taught by the spiritual master. That's not possible. Therefore, it is called sevaya. Dedicate your life for his service. You cannot pay. What you have got to pay to a spiritual master. So you pay back, means you try to pay back by offering seva. Try to pay back. And not thinking that I'm paying back, but I should try. It's a depth on me which I can never pay back. So, but I should try, and one puts efforts in that direction. So why we need to have this balanced approach in serving Guru and Prabhupada's mission together? Because both are essential and both are required to be maintained. So that's why we have to have a balanced approach. Yes. Like when you are doing budgeting, every sincere devotee should make a budget, an annual budget. This is my income. These are my expenses. These are my savings. All right. Everyone should do that. And then you should plan ahead itself. From this year, I'm going to give this much donation. It can be any amount, but then this should be a part of one's plan. Okay, this much is the income, this much is the expense, this much is saved, and from this I'm going to give this much donation. It should be done in a dutiful manner, not whimsical. Today I like to give donation, I give. The next month I don't like to give, I don't like to give, I won't give. No. Duty means you give, like, not like. It's a part of your save, it's a part of your nitya karma. I must give. So make like that. And then you divide that donation amount. Okay, a part of it can be given to my Guru Maharaj. A part of it can be given to my Siksha Guru. A part of it, when I go to the Holy Dham, I can give to the Vaishnavas living in the Holy Dham. Part of it can be given for deity seva. A part of it can be given to the local center I am associated to. Like that. Divide and give. Okay. In this way, I know so many devotees who do this. And because of that, they never face any difficulty. That no, it's not like, oh, I give so much donation, I do not want to give so much donation. No, you plan how much you can give, what is practical for you. Plan like that and give that much happily, not grudgingly, and not feel sad about it. Happily that this is practically possible for me, and I'm going to do it. Making it a habit. I must give. So this is how we should do. Use the funds or give the funds in this manner, so that you are paying back everywhere from wherever you have taken. All right, yes. That's the approach to be taken. Spread the message, the best service. Spread the message, get people connected to Krishna consciousness. Yes. Trupti Mataji, please read.
Spread the message. The devotees of Lord Chaitanya must preach Krishna consciousness in every village and town in the world. That will satisfy the Lord. This order comes down through the parampara system, and the spiritual master presents these orders to the disciple so that he can spread the message of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It is the duty of every disciple to carry out the order of bona fide spiritual master and spread Lord Chaitanya's message all over the world. Srimad Bhagavatam 2.3.25, Los Angeles, dated 23rd June 1972.
We'll discuss on this subject more tomorrow. We don't have time now, so I'm stopping now. We will continue our discussion tomorrow. Okay. So any last question? I can take one question, please. Please raise your hand.
Hare Krishna, Grace.
Okay. I'll take Abhishek Prabhu's question. David Prabhu, we already gave you some time today. So tomorrow you can ask Abhishek.
Okay.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, thank you. Prabhuji, sometimes, we get so closely to the devotees and, the Shiksha Gurus that is another form an attachment to them. And, emotionally you get too attached that it becomes difficult to handle as well. So how to handle that? Because we have left all our attachments to get into the association of the devotees, but somehow or other we are developing another kind of an attachment.
Yeah, that's okay, no? There's nothing wrong to be attached to devotees, as long as our attachment is not just based on some material sentiments. It's based on spiritual relationship. So there's nothing wrong. We must have attachment. If you don't get attached to devotees, you'll get attached to materialistic people. We cannot be like, I'll be not attached to anyone. That's not possible. So we have to be strongly attached to devotees, strongly attached to spiritual master, strongly attached. There's nothing wrong about that attachment. That's very nice, healthy attachment actually. Just the thing is that our attachment should not be based on only material dealings with that person. Or this person is always very nice to me, and this person is always giving me things, or just the material aspect of it. We should be attached because that person is helping us in Krishna consciousness.
That's right, Prabhuji. But with those attachments, sometimes come the expectations as well. Although those are all spiritual, not material.
Then
so
what's wrong with those expectations? Very nice, no? Relationship means expectations. What's wrong about that? There has to be expectations in any relationship. What's wrong with that? If you love someone, then that person will have expectations from you. You fulfill those expectations. Was it not an expectation from Srila Prabhupada that you go all over the world and preach Krishna consciousness? Yes, his Guru Maharaj expected from him. So he did. Right? So there's nothing, we should not fear spiritual relationships, and don't take them as mundane relationships. They are spiritual. There's nothing wrong about it. Srila Prabhupada had a disciple who later on became a deviant. So he had his own group. He was a guru before he met Srila Prabhupada. So he was having his own group, people whom he had cultivated. So when he became a disciple of Prabhupada, he made them all also connected to Prabhupada. But still, he was not able to give up his Guru Bhav, Ishwar Bhav. I'm the teacher, I'm this, like that. And his disciples also could not give up that attachment. So they would, when they would sing Kirtan, just like they would chant Jai Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada, they would also chant Jai and the name of that person, like that. So one devotee came and complained to Srila Prabhupada that, you see, this person, his names are being chanted. So I said, what's wrong with that? After all, it's a spiritual name. And after all, that person is a devotee. There's nothing wrong with it. Of course, he did not agree with all the things that person did, but then there's nothing wrong with being attached to devotees of Krishna. We have to get attached. The problem is those who don't get attached, they leave Krishna consciousness because they need to get attached somewhere. If you don't fall in love with Krishna, you'll fall in love with someone. If you don't fall in love with devotees of Krishna, you'll fall in love with someone. Right? So you have to love. You cannot do without loving. So there's nothing wrong. So we should do it. And at the same time, we should know that love should not come down to a material platform. Right? So that precaution we need to take.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, see you tomorrow. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
I'll be sending the quiz number 2 today. So make sure